Now, he's arguably one of the most famous voices in British sport, but cricket commentator David Bumble Lloyd is also, I'm sure you know as well, a former England player, England coach and an umpire. He's now written a book about some of the most influential and entertaining characters that he's met over his 60-year career. And I'm delighted to say, what an honour, he joins me now. Hi, David Bumble Lloyd, great to see you, great to speak to you. You must be absolutely buzzing. Yesterday, sunshine, fans at Emirates Old Trafford, your Lancashire, giving my Yorkshire a real pasting on the opening day of the Roses match.
Oh, it's your Yorkshire, is it? Well, Lancashire played really well. It was fantastic. It was a joy to get back, and about 4,000 spectators in, socially distanced, of course, as we always say. But the sun shone. It was a lovely pitch, and I'm looking forward to getting back there today.
Yeah, hopefully setting the scene for the summer. Now, your latest book you've dedicated to your great friend, the late Bob Willis. You shared so many famous moments, some hilarious, I have to say. Which were the standout, the favourites for you, your time with Bob?
The favourite with Bob was when we went on a steam train and walking holiday in North Wales, and we lost him in a field of cows. If you walk with Bob, he goes at such a pace that I had to trot to. Anyway, he disappeared through a field of cows, and we lost him for a good 10 minutes, 15 minutes. But we were on steam trains and just having a glass of wine here and there.
Wonderful. So had he just got lost in the field of cows, or was he trying to herd them or something like that?
No, he's just gone the wrong way. We had like an ordnance survey map in front of us, as you do, like Val d'Ari, Val d'Ari. It was like last of the summer wine. And off he went, he just disappeared. And myself and Paul Allett, who we were looking at the map, and he's going the wrong way. And Allett just said, well, let him go, he'll come back. Anyway, he came back in about 15 minutes.
Oh, brilliant. Now, in your book, actually, the stories go right back from when you were 12. Right through to your playing days and in the commentary box. So many characters to fit in. I don't know how you did it, really. Who were the standouts and maybe the most influential on you?
Well, influential would be those at 12 years of age at the local cricket club, at Accrington Cricket Club. And sort of, I owe everything to Accrington Cricket Club for a career that's been brilliant. I'm still doing it. I'm 74 now, and I'm still in a commentary box, and I still get that buzz. But it's interesting characters that you've met along the way, and some of them quite hilarious. And then you come through to the present day players. And I think the England team are absolutely magnificent. They're a great bunch of lads, wonderfully led by Joe Root. But along the way, inevitably, you come up against blokes like Botham. But he's a lord. He's been a sir, he's been a mister, he's now a lord. Now, if you went out with him, you needed a safety net in the evening. He got very thirsty. And then there's Geoffrey Boycott. I mean, you can't write a book without Geoffrey Boycott, a great technician, wonderful commentator, and stories abound about Geoffrey. Everybody's got a Geoffrey story.
Do you think it's harder for the game's true characters to be them true selves these days and be as extravagant? Do we still have the big characters, do you think, or is it harder in the days of social media, all the scrutiny?
Yeah, you've got it, like social media and folk with cameras all over the place, just snapping you when you don't know and you least expect it. But yes, I'm sure there are still characters in the game. There were characters in the game when I were playing. And you look at Ben Stokes now. I played golf with Ben Stokes. I played golf with him a few times. And golfers will know that he goes out with 14 clubs, but only comes back with 10. There's 2 up a tree. There's 1 in a river. Brilliant to play. Who
wins usually?
Well, he hits it a long way, but unfortunately, you can never find it.
so advantage Bumble then. Now, the game itself is changing all the time. You've said that. Do you think it's for the good, all these shorter formats? We've got the 100, for example, starting in just over 50 days.
Yeah, I do, actually. I think the administrators have got to balance everything very, very carefully. But just from what I've seen in 60-odd years, I think the players now, the game has never been more vibrant, in my opinion, than it is now. The players are out of sight. They're fit, they're strong, they're hitting the ball a long way, they're bowling quickly. Fielding skills are fantastic. So, you know, the game is progressing. I think it's brilliant that we've got so many different formats, that there's something for everybody. There's something for the test match aficionados. And as you say, we've got some rock and roll coming in. We've got the 100 coming in. It's only 100 bucks. Brilliant to commentate on. You only need 1 sandwich.
Yeah, absolutely. Talking of the tests there, England start their test summer next week against New Zealand, only 6 months away from the Ashes. How do you see England's progress at the moment?
I think England are fine. You need a battery. If you talk about the Ashes, you need a battery of fast bowlers. And I think they've got a good squad of quickies, and you need quick bowlers, you need tall bowlers in Australia. The batting should take care of itself. If I was a betting man and I got 2 bob spare, I'd be saying that England have got every chance in Australia this time around. Yeah, they start next week against New Zealand at Lord's.
Oh, fantastic, David. It's been an absolute honour. And good luck to your Lancashire again today against my Yorkshire. And just remind us, for those that don't know, your wonderful nickname Bumble, how it came about.
Oh, blimey, we're going back to the 60s. And Michael Benteen, he had a caricature programme called the Bumblies. And apparently, if I go profile like that, they reckon I look like them. So it's always been Bumble.
I'm going to have to Google that now. Just slightly too young to remember the Bumblies. I remember Michael Benteen and Potty Time. Oh, that's a fantastic nickname, though, I'd say, David. Thank you so much indeed. And your book, it is called Simply the Best, The Great Characters of Cricket from the Don to the Ben. I bet there you go, because you've got to get ready for another day at Lancashire, Yorkshire, the Roses.
I'm going to the osteopath first. I'll see you later.
Oh, he's off.
He's off.
Fine, upstanding man. He doesn't need to get too much at the osteopath, I'm sure. Oh.
That's a delight. Do you know what? It makes me realise, you know, if you're not massively into a sport, maybe cricket, whatever the sport is, when you get someone who talks about a sport like that, who talks about the characters, you're just drawn in.
And that's why the commentaries are so wonderful. You know, the coverage, because it's the stories about getting lost in a field of cows, the sandwiches, the funny moments. I mean, just there. But you know, Ben Stokes losing his golf clubs up trees.
So yeah, I can relate to. I can relate to Ben Stokes. Yeah, but very frustrating game that.
Yeah.
I've just looked up the Bumbleys. Like you, hadn't heard. There's nothing like a Bumbley from the side. Basically, they were these kind of conically shaped characters.
Yeah.
And they kind of sat there with their legs apart and big black pants, but they had noses that kind of. were quite protrusive, should we say?
Maybe that was it.
That was the thing.
When he did say that
when
when he
said
did the side profile, of course, I'd never say
He doesn't, though. He doesn't.
Good value.
It's a great nickname, to be fair. Better than Gerbil. Yeah, do you remember? I've told you that before.
Thank you very much, Mike. 7:51 is the time now.
We have been following the story.